Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna walk you guys through a week in the life of my sourdough. We're gonna talk about what I do when I gotta feed it, when it's running low. I mostly keep this guy in the fridge just because I don't have a lot of time in my life to feed it constantly. But we're gonna walk through some doughs that we use on the regular basis, tidbits on how I incorporate my sourdough into the foods that we like to eat. I'm gonna walk you guys through real quick 5 recipes kind of in about a week span that I used my sourdough in, from naan to a sourdough miche, pancakes, pizza dough, as well as a Japanese cabbage pancake that we incorporate the sourdough in as well. So come with me and let's get started. So we are making naan today, and I'll link that recipe below as well. I find it's really awesome because with this sourdough starter, I can just, use it whenever. This naan recipe, this starter doesn't need to be super active. You can see I just pulled it out of the fridge and it's got some bubbles on it. I'm going to be pulling half a cup of sourdough starter, and I have quite a bit in here still, so I am not going to add more flour and water to it. I'm just going to literally put it back in the fridge, and you can see I have it dated. The 25th was the last time I used it and added flour. So I love keeping a sticky note on it just because it helps me keep track of like when the last time I used my starter was and added more to it. But because I ended up adding quite a bit of flour and water the last time I used it on the 25th, I still have so much sourdough left. So I definitely need to make another recipe this week, and then I'll probably add some more flour and water to it. One of the reasons I love this naan recipe is because it literally uses like 5 ingredients. We got our sourdough starter, the yogurt, salt, flour, and water. And that's it. Are you coming to help make some naan? You gonna help make the naan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna make some naan? You're cold home. Bye-bye. So it's another sourdough morning, and we made some pancakes. Sourdough pancakes, that's right, buddy. I just added probably like half a cup of sourdough to the dough. Or the dough, or the batter. Are you having some sourdough pancakes? Are they good? Mm-mm. Add equal portions of flour and water. So I have 2/3 of a cup of flour and 2/3 of a cup of water. Just a minute, Lyric. And then if you want to come and see, I'll stir it. And it's got a real strong sourdough smell to it, which means he's a hungry sourdough. He's a hungry guy. Gotta feed him. So I'm just stirring the flour and the water in. And I'm actually just gonna leave this on the counter. We are going to probably make pizza dough sometime.
Hey, that's how you do it.
Yeah, they stir it. If I wasn't going to use the sourdough right away, I would just put it back in the fridge. But since I'm planning to use it, I'm going to leave it out for a couple hours.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, thank you, Lincoln. So we're going to take our sourdough, which has been sitting out on the counter. If you want to take a look, it's nice and bubbly. This recipe uses a cup of sourdough starter. I'll just add that in. And half a cup of warm water. And we're just going to let this sit for about 10 minutes. And then we'll do the next part. That's good. Thank you. Are you coming up?
Yeah.
Yep. look at how poofy that is.
Smushy.
That's awesome.
Smushy.
Hold on. All right, so we just added some sourdough to our mix for supper. Has a crazy name, and I'll show you in a minute. This is what we've made for supper. It's basically a Japanese pancake.
Oh, come on.
And now, if you want to take a look, and my sourdough is like really low, and so I'm going to be adding equal portions of flour and water to it. So I have 1 cup of flour. Get it in. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to measure the same amount of water. And I just have lukewarm water, tap water. There we go. I'm going to pour that in nice and slow. Good job.
That's no sourdough.
This is sourdough. Okay. And then we get to stir it up.
Ew.
And then I'm just gonna use my handy Sharpie and date it, so I know that I have added
Sourdough.
some flour and water to it. You gonna stir it for me?
Almost out of that.
Mmm. And last but not least, I have one of my all-time favorite sourdough bread recipes. This is a countryside miche recipe that we're going to do. I'm going to get the dough started tonight, and then I'm going to let it ferment overnight, and then we're going to bake it tomorrow evening. My sourdough starter out of the fridge. You can see it's not like crazy bubbly. It's got a few little bubbles on it, and I have quite a bit in my jar. So I'm going to be using 1/2 cup of sourdough starter and 1 1/3 cup of warm water. And I'm just going to put this right back into the fridge. Don't forget to take a look in the description below for links to the recipes. Here we are in the morning with our miche, which has nicely risen. And I just like to sprinkle some sesame seeds on it and give it a little turn. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you will feel more confident in trying sourdough and adding it into your routine, into your lifestyle. We adore it. It is so much fun. And even my husband gets on board with adding sourdough to things and is finding more and more ways to incorporate it into the foods that we eat and enjoy. Let me know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite sourdough recipes, or which one of these would you be most interested in trying?